Today we are reviewing the Honor Defense Honor Guard Compact 9mm. This is one of the newer entries into the whole single stack polymer frame carry gun market. A couple things I like about it. I like the aggressive grip texture. I actually like the ergonomics on it in general. It's really nice rough texture, keeps it in your hand. I like the cocking serrations. They kind of put them all over the place. They're almost covering every part of the slide that isn't doing something else. You've got cocking serrations everywhere, so it's really easy to grab onto it. Ambi mag release, so you got mag release that works from either side. What I didn't entirely like was this tiny slide stop. I understand why they did it. You know, it's a carry gun, so you don't want that hanging out into space, but it's actually pretty hard to use it, I thought. Yeah. So didn't like that, and it's kind of clunky feeling when you shoot it. It just feels like you have like a big reciprocating mass coming back, you know, so you really feel that recoil on it. I actually like the trigger. I thought the trigger was pretty decent for a carry gun. Better than some other carry guns out of the box, I would say. Sure. Not a bad trigger at all. So yeah, those are my general impressions of it.
Well, the elephant in the room when you first look at it is it's a rehashed Smith & Wesson shield. It takes a lot of influences from the Smith & Wesson. You have to be skeptical when a company you've never heard of before throws out a gun and all of a sudden it's the greatest thing ever. Yeah. But I was interested in it. I do like the texture that they did on the grip. Like Kate said, I do like the milling that they did on the slide. They did a ball end mill cut on there, so you can get a hold of it without it being sharp or aggressive. It's kind of right in between there. It's enough to hold without being sharp. I did not like shooting it. It wasn't, compared to other guns we've looked at in this segment. I wouldn't even put it in the top 4 as far as shootability goes. It definitely works. It definitely shoots, but not really a fan of the control under recoil, and didn't really like the trigger either. I think that the trigger is very similar, perhaps, to some of the cars that we've shot in the past. So while I was shooting it, I was thinking, wow, this is a lot more like a car trigger than I anticipated. So, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting design, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Hey everybody, just real quickly, I want to introduce you to Laura Sanchez. There's a little joke behind that because I was calling her Bird Scout earlier, which is her maiden name. But anyway, Laura is from Arms & Arms as well, and has been working the sort of the phones, shipping, receiving, sales, and all that good stuff in the back room at Arnton. And she's going to join us for a little while on the roundtable. So Laura, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So in shooting this, my first impression, I actually like the grip as well, and I know I don't want to reiterate what everyone's saying, but for someone who doesn't shoot as many handguns and doesn't get out to the range as much, this was nice. It was easy. It felt comfortable. Once I started shooting it, then I felt like I was fighting it a lot. Yeah. It was a little bit of a rougher shoot as far as recoil management goes. That made it a little bit tougher. As far as the shoot, so I wasn't as comfortable. I tried it a couple of different times, and I was a little bit more comfortable the second time around, but it wasn't my favorite necessarily for those reasons. But other than that, it's a decent build. So
yeah, absolutely, it runs. I mean, so I don't, it's a runner. I mean, it actually functions, so it's got that going for it, and it's a reasonably handsome gun. It's a little clunkier on top than I think we're used to seeing in the single stack 9 market, which is kind of what might make it feel a little wonky. I mean, the first time I shot it, I thought it was a miserable gun. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to get my grip on it, and I was trying to control the pistol, and I was struggling with it. I had a really tough time making it do what I wanted it to do. And then I loaded a second magazine and came back to give it another try. Actually, it was a short mag the second time. So I just kind of let the gun run and just sort of watched this big chunky orange sight up here flow. And when I did that, the gun started responding better for me. I mean, I thought it was far more enjoyable to shoot the second time, although enjoyable might be a strong word. It's a fine gun. What are we looking at price range on these? Like
about $450.
So $450 in the marketplace, which would put it on par with the MPS or the PPS M2. cost-wise, that's a tough gun to knock off.
There's a lot of really good guns in that price range.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, I mean, there are people out there that just simply like to be contrarians with their brands, and this might be a great choice for them. I'm going to give it a meh, because it ran and but it wasn't a gun I just immediately connected with when I shot. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh for you?
I'm gonna give it a meh.
A meh? All right.
Yeah, I think so.
In this segment, like we've kind of alluded to, it's really competitive. So this particular gun has a lot of the enhancements and features that people will do to those other guns, but those other guns also are a bit more shootable. I think if you want to be a serious contender in the single stack carry market, you really gotta bring the heat, and I don't think this one quite did. I would give it a thumbs down, just because I can't even put it above the top 4. You know,
Right.
I mean this one's fighting for 5th maybe in some of the guns that we do, and we talk about these guns at the store more than probably any other category that there is, and I just can't I can't recommend this one over any of those.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd have to give it a solid meh too. It's not a bad gun. It's just at $450, it's competing against guns that I think are better.
Yeah.
Definitely a shootable gun, ran fine for all of us. I wouldn't, try super hard to dissuade someone out of it or anything if they had their heart set on it. It just wouldn't be my first choice, and it would be hard to recommend it over some of the other options in that price segment.